I've done no makeup hair day again and no hairstyling day again. I'm surprised how long it's lasted. Usually when I leave it, it lasts. I have to wash like every other day. It is getting a little greasy, but it is not bad. So yeah, I have just finished editing yesterday's vlog. So yeah, finally back on track now. Second video in a row. I'm not trying to be too harsh on myself. I know with the way everything is, vlogs can seem very boring and, well, you know, because there's not really much going on and we're in tier 3, so there's nothing really we can do. So yeah, and with everything that's going off, not feeling very well or whatever, I'm not be like, oh, I missed 2 days, that's really bad. I'm not being like that. I'm being like, if I needed to miss a day or two every now and again, that is fine. I don't stress about it and don't get annoyed or anything like that. Just whatever will be. So yeah, so I'm finally on track now with that. It's just kind of getting out of it. That's what I needed to do. Like, I didn't want to fall into a slump and be like, nah, I'll miss tomorrow. Nah, I'll miss the next day, and then it's finished. And I like Vlogmas because I've not really vlogged that much this year, because I kept thinking, the few days ago we watched our rewind video where it went through all 2019 about what stuff we've done, and I was like saying to Ava, we actually did a lot last year. We went to JoJo SeaWorld concert, we went to Disneyland, we obviously had big days out, and it was a great year. And then this year I'm thinking, what did we do this year? What did we actually do? So and it's not just the fact because of COVID, it's also myself. Like, after Christmas last year, pretty much November, my knee was terrible, and that stopped me from doing lots of things. So even at the beginning of the year when I was able to do stuff, I was really struggling because I was meant to go around and have days out when I was really struggling with my knee. So COVID helped me kind of like have an excuse not to do that, and now I'm being practical of what happens when I can go out and do things, and speaking to people. I'm sure I've gone on about it in another video about how when I was doing all this fibro course, I asked the person that would call me every couple of weeks what he recommends for me to do when we do go out on big trips, because when lockdown was relaxed the first time, we was going to go to Alton Towers with my sister-in-law, and that's when you could mix it. That was even when the 6 people rule wasn't even in, and we was going to do that, but I freaked out and then it was like, no, we'll do it another time, because I was like, what am I meant to do? Because I don't want to make everyone's like trip miserable, because I can't physically walk that far or sit down constantly, and then we've barely done anything that day because, you know, I've been sat most of the time, and I wanted to have everyone enjoy it. So I've been going through a lot of different options. So I got a new walking stick to help me with my hands, so it doesn't bother my carpal tunnel as much. And then also debating the fact that when I do go on big trips like that, that maybe I do need to use a wheelchair for that day. They said not just to help me with pain, but to preserve the energy that I have, especially if I'm driving, which is going to be even worse because you get really tired. And yeah, so that is an option there, because holiday wise, when we went on holiday to Kos, I really struggled, and I was like, how can I struggle walking when we're on holiday when you don't really do much? But I struggled because at home I have long bulks of where I do sit down and rest. When you're on holiday, even though you are sat down and resting, you constantly still up and down. It's like in the morning we'd wake up early because I'm quite a morning person, but I'd be so drained because I was having flares on holiday. Like, I was pretty much through a flare the entire time of holiday. Not a massive one, but it was affecting my hips and my legs and stuff, places where it's never affected me before. And yeah, I really struggled. The first day I was so proud of myself that I didn't actually use my stick, and then I spent the entire rest of the holiday in pain because of that first day I did not use a stick. And it just, yeah, it was terrible. So that was a holiday with family who understood, and it was pretty much all adults there, as in our group, it was all adults there. So it wasn't so bad to where if I was in a lot of pain, I could just stop and be like, right, I'm going back to the room. Or, you know, say, can we sit here for a bit before we go in, or do you know what I mean? So we can actually be slower to go anywhere. But if I've got kids with me when we go on holiday or whatnot, then I have to go by them and not myself, because obviously it'll be their holiday as well, and I don't want to ruin it for them, and that's what I'm like. I'm more worried about everybody else than me. So that I'm like, I'm gonna really struggle if we've got kids as well, because they will understand, but they won't understand as much. So, and I'm a person that likes to get involved. So when my kids are in the pool, I like to jump in the pool. I did spend a lot of the time in the pool, because when I was swimming in the pool was the only time that I wasn't in any pain. So I tried to get in the pool as often as possible. Anyway, long story short, it's not long story short, is it? There's someone that I watched on YouTube saying short story long, and I'm like, that is just perfect with me, because I ramble so much about something that I'm trying to explain, but then I go back and tell the whole story of it. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is, I feel like we've barely done anything this year, and I am happy to do Vlogmas because I've barely vlogged at all because of how little we've been up to and how repetitive the days are because of COVID and things. I'm happy to vlog this year, not just because of the Vlogmas, but because of, this is the time that we're probably going to have majority of our fun, because of the things that Eddie brings and the things that we do as a family, because it's around Christmas time. Then obviously that we have done in the past, probably the rest of the year. So yeah, I wanted to kind of like have something that I can look back on, because like I said, I've barely vlogged. And yeah, so like I said, I've edited the video. I've got quite a bit to do today, but I'm going to sit and chill for an hour or so. I'm going to put a timer on the Google, and stick probably a film on and then pause it, because I want to sit down and chill for a little bit anyway. But I've got a bits and bobs to do. I need to clean the kitchen, but today I've wrote down on my list, in the kitchen's just like pots and stuff and wipe the sides and whatnot, so it's not a massive thing, but I put down on my list to do the kids' rooms. I've been doing like every other day a room. The kids' rooms aren't that messy. There might be the odd toy that needs putting away, or the odd thing putting away, but I'm just going to do the normal, you know, like just put some bits away, polish and hoover, but it won't take me long. And I might do the kitchen after I pick the kids up from school. I need to take all the washing off as well and put it all away and all that stuff, just like the normal do-the stuff, I suppose. But yeah, that is the plan this morning, so that's what I'm going to do.
The halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses.
Oh, that was very emotional. just before I tidied the kids' rooms, I got a text message from school to check my emails about the virtual online performance that the kids are doing. It was meant to go live at 6:30 today on YouTube, but I'm assuming they had an issue with it, copyright or whatever, but it was going up privately, so we were all going to get a link sent to us to watch it. And they said obviously they've had some issues with it, so it's gone live on the website through like OneDrive, and gave us a password for it. And yeah, I watched probably the first half of it, and then I thought it was an hour long, so I'm like, I feel like I'm going to do nothing, so like clean and stuff. So I watched half of it, then cleaned the kids' rooms and watched the second half of it. But it was so good. It's the acting out of it was like pictures and stuff, but it was so nice when the kids were reading it out. And obviously she mentioned, the head teacher, during the first bit of it, how it was challenging because there were loads of classes off. So year one, which was what Ava's in, she was off, I think this is her second week back now, so she was off 2 weeks ago for 2 weeks. And then at a point, a year 3 class was off and year 5 class was off. So you'll see, like, so in some of it you saw that they actually recorded things at home, out of their narration and stuff. So it was so good, and it must have been a lot more fun for the kids, I think, with less pressure. Even though I used to love the performances because of, you kind of get like a thrill from it, like an adrenaline rush from it, like before and then afterwards. But they look like they had so much fun, and yeah, they did it on several days. They did it on normal school days and stuff, and then they also did it last Friday, which was Christmas jumper day. So all of them are like dressed up in their Christmassy bits, and then I think it was actually one of them was filmed Monday because Ava's wearing her little tutu. So yeah, you got to watch some of it in like the uniform, in other bits where they weren't in the uniform, but it was really good. And I'm so glad they got to do their Christmas show, because that's normality for them. And even though it wasn't a normal way of doing it, it was nice as well for people that aren't able to go see it. I still got to see it. I'm gonna get some food, and then I'll have to go and fetch the kiddies soon as well. Don't think I've even picked up the camera since the kids have been home from school. Really have been too much fun. We've had jacket potato for dinner. Ava's now in bed. We've been playing Among Us. Got Maya on the iPad, on FaceTime, and then yeah, all 4 of us were playing it, just the 4 of us. And then we yeah, she's gone to bed. I have brought all these presents down to wrap them. And do you want to wrap Ava's?
Has Eve already wrapped mine?
No, not yet.
I want to wrap mine.
So this year
I want to wrap mine.
You're not wrapping yours. I let Andrew buy Ava one and Ava buy Andrew one. So yeah, they're all the other people. So like Nana, aunties and uncles, and nieces and nephews. Put it down because it's glass.
Whose isn't?
That's Nana's and Julie's and everyone. Leave that.
Is this the one we're going to be using?
I've got another one in there. So yeah, I'm going to wrap those up and stick them in the gift bags. There's still a couple of things that we're waiting for. There's still one present in my nieces and nephews' bag that's left to go in there, but that's about it. So I'll just probably put some wrapping paper left over in there. So yeah, we're going to wrap their presents. You want to wrap Ava's, yeah? Yeah, okay, I'll go get. It's getting late and it's bedtime again. I feel like I barely vlogged anything today. Again. So this is why I randomly miss a few days, because there's just nothing that much interesting happening. Today was just kind of like a chill day. I ended up wrapping all the presents downstairs. Well, obviously not all the presents. I wrapped all like nieces and nephews and like their grandparents, so my parents and then other Ross parents, and yeah. St. Andrew, I cannot believe we're in single digits, like 9 days, and then tomorrow it's gonna be 8. Like almost a week away. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. But I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye.